You may or may not have seen the show Love It or List It. It's a show that's been on HGTV for quite some time now, and it's one of those shows that you guys wanted me to react to next. So I have seen the show before, but not this particular show. The formula is pretty much the same with every single show. You have homeowners that are totally unhappy with their living situation. One homeowner wants to go ahead and remodel the house and make it look beautiful once again, and the other homeowner wants to sell it and get out of there and get a dream house that they're going to be more comfortable in. So of course then you have the designer that tries to convince them, Hillary, to stay in the house by doing her remodel magic, and then you have David, the real estate agent, who is going to try to convince them that their current situation is not going to work for them and he's going to find them a better home. So go ahead and grab some popcorn and let's enjoy a show together. This one should be interesting.
The neighborhood, I love that we can walk to everything.
I was thinking, there's a lot of things wrong in the house, but I can totally fix those.
And while Dwayne tried his best to tackle the home's large to-do list in their first few years here, the repairs took a back seat when both of them followed their intellectual pursuits.
I moved away to go to graduate school.
I moved away to do research in Japan.
But we've always kept this home. It was rough for like 2 or 3 years. The house was a huge stress because we didn't know what to do with it.
We just rented it out. We sort of abandoned it.
Okay, that's a really smart decision. Instead of giving up on your home, a lot of homeowners will decide to go ahead and rent it out. A little word of warning though, if you're going to rent out your house, make sure that you have someone that's going to maintain that property when you decide to rent it out. There's tons of management companies and many of them are run by real estate agents. So make sure that you have somebody that's going to take care of your property just like you would if you're not there.
But once grad school was done, both were relieved to have a home to return to.
It was a really good thing that we didn't let the house go because we had gone through so much in the house.
The house was the same old house.
And with the same old house came the same old problems for Dwayne to fix.
I've sunk so many hours of my life into the house trying to repair all these things. And those repairs have turned not so permanent real quick.
And with the mount.
So this is what we call deferred maintenance. It's one of my favorite expressions. Basically, you're taking all the things that you have been trying to put off onto the new homeowners, or you're just trying to offset some costs in the short term. But what happens is in the short term, those turn into big problems. I'll give you a perfect example. So you put off like cleaning out those gutters for a long time and you're like, I'll get to it later. The winter season's over. The gutters are now overspilling with all sorts of debris and it's now making a roof leak because what happens is all that stuff that's been standing in your gutters is now up against your roof, which makes the wood rot, which causes leaks. So never defer maintenance to the next homeowner.
There are so many issues with this kitchen. Electrical, cabinetry, floors, plumbing. The kitchen has extremely limited counter space. The impracticality of the kitchen makes it really impossible to truly enjoy experimenting with food.
All we need to do is add some more counters.
I don't even know how you'd make this kitchen child safe. It's so old and decrepit that to even try to modify it, it falls apart.
And Dwayne's frustration with the space only intensifies when they entertain.
The space gets crowded, it's not efficient, and it feels really cramped.
The space just needs to be reorganized and the kitchen would be amazing.
One of the best upgrades they could do to that house is update that kitchen. Everybody knows that if you're going to go ahead and sell it down the road, that you're going to get the best bang for your buck if you're going to go upgrade a bathroom and a kitchen. I'm interested to see how Hillary, the designer, is going to go ahead and redo this kitchen because it's a hot mess.
We don't have a laundry room. We have a mud room that's been stuffed full of shoes, brooms, cleaning supplies, microwave, washing machine, and a dryer that's extremely hard to get along with.
And while the laundry's proximity to the yard may drive Dwayne crazy, it's nothing compared to how he feels about the yard itself.
The backyard is beautiful. We need some landscaping done and we can pour some concrete down to make the driveway pad
into a skate fantasy zone.
Possibly.
I wish that I had a place where I could just step out the back door and skate and not actually have to leave the house to enjoy myself.
I mean, I don't really know what Dwayne is thinking. What we really need is an outdoor entertaining space like a sunroom. There's so much potential and it's a perfect place to entertain.
Okay, just hold up just a minute. He wants a skate park. All right, let's continue watching.
We have guests come from out of town and stay for extended periods. And the downstairs bathroom is disgusting, moldy, there's no ventilation, and it's the bathroom the guests use.
The bathroom has some things wrong with it, but what's the big deal?
The big deal.
Can we just talk about the bathroom for just one freaking second? That is absolutely unexcusably disgusting. Anybody can clean up mildew that goes around the tub right there, and you're going to have your guest get clean in there? Oh my gosh. I mean, that is beyond deferred maintenance. That's just plain gross.
This house is never going to meet our needs.
There's a long to-do list, but once those major issues are resolved, the stress of all of the little things will be not as stressful for Dwayne.
Wouldn't it be easier to just walk into a place and be like, oh, awesome?
There's just no way that I'm leaving this house. It's old and it's quirky and it's got character, and why would we leave this place that is such a strong representation of who we are?
All right, so who do you think is going to win this battle? Do you think it's going to be the wife with her quirky house and her quirky ways that she's going to refigure the whole thing and make it beautiful again? Or do you think it's going to be him and he buys a brand new house with a freaking skate park? God.
Arriving on site are designer Hillary and realtor David, both eager to end Hung An and Dwayne's daily debates. But before they see the house, they'll have to meet up to review this couple's must-haves to stay or sell.
Must-haves to go. Move-in ready, large kitchen and entertaining space, minimum 4 bedrooms, minimum 2 full baths, 2 offices, sunroom or screened-in porch, and a large yard with space for a skate park. That's a big backyard. Read your list.
Must-haves to stay. Update the kitchen, renovate the main floor bathroom, renovate the upstairs bathroom, additional storage space throughout, relocate laundry to basement, add a sunroom, create a half-pipe ramp for Dwayne's skateboarding. I don't even know what a half-pipe ramp is.
And now we're going to find out how much their house currently is worth, and they're going to give him the budget. So I'm interested to see how much of a budget they give him, because the laundry list of things that they're asking them to do is really big. A lot of the things that they're asking for make a lot of sense when adding value to your home if you're going to sell it. But several of those things make absolutely no sense. And actually, it would cost them a lot more money because they're going to have a hard time selling that house. Let's see what their budget is.
I've done an evaluation on your house. Current value is $254,000.
That's lower than I thought.
That is because of the amount of work that needs to be done. Now, what is the budget for the new house?
$340,000.
That's a reasonable budget, especially given the fact that you haven't asked me to look specifically in your neighborhood.
Enough room outside for a skate park, and we're golden.
The fact is, your house is gorgeous.
Exactly.
So I know I can turn this into a fabulous house. How much money do I have to spend?
$85,000.
Well, you've asked me to do an awful lot of work, and the skate yard is hilarious.
It's necessary.
It's not.
This is important to me, right?
He's funny. He's hysterical. He's hilarious. He really is.
He does skate every day.
I know.
And it's also what I
And he
study.
skates every day. And how long have you lived in the house?
14 years.
Yeah.
Right, without a skate in the back. So it's working out pretty well so far.
Dwayne, do not worry about what Hillary's going to do or not do.
That said, I will turn this house.
I have to agree with Hillary. There are upgrades that you do to a house that you do for yourself. Many times they say swimming pools are an upgrade that you would do for yourself, not necessarily adding value to your home. In other areas, yes, a swimming pool would add value, like in Florida. But a skate park, you're going to be hard-pressed to find any home buyer that would be interested in your skate park in the backyard. I mean, it would be very difficult, and it probably would cost you a lot of buyers, because they would come through, they would see that in the backyard, and they go, no, this house isn't for me. And on the flip side of that, you could say, well, you can always take the skate park down. Well, that's still going to cost you money in the long run to have to take all that out of the backyard. So I agree with Hillary. I don't think that the skate park, as much as he wants it, is something that he really necessarily needs, unless he plans on living there for another 15 years and doesn't have a problem taking that silly skate park out of the backyard. And yes, that is my opinion, my professional opinion.
I will turn this house into a functioning place that is brought fully into this century. And when I'm done, you're going to love it.
Can't wait.
The fact of the matter is, I'm going to find you a house that doesn't need any work.
Exactly.
And when I find that house, the only thing you're going to say about your current house is listed.
I have total confidence in you.
Cheers.
No.
No.
Never resting on his laurels, David is out the door with his $340,000 house hunting budget. Determined to find a move-in ready home that spells easier living for this bustling family. And back at the house, designer Hillary and contractor Eric have arrived, determined to use every bit of their $85,000 renovation budget to create the headache-free space it will take to convince Dwayne his home is a keeper.
Kitchen. I mean, it's gorgeous, isn't it? This has been gutted. Wall gone, pantry completely gone, because I need that space.
Okay.
I'm going to try and do an island. And then I'm going to just do all new cabinetry.
Storage.
Absolutely.
All right.
Every way you can think of it, there's going to be storage.
It'll look great.
The key, of course, is getting the laundry out. They have been pushing for me to put it in the basement.
Why would you put it downstairs?
Should we just go look at it? You go first. You can catch me if I fall.
Okay, this is another upgrade that they're asking and requesting that is a terrible way to add value to your home. Nobody wants the inconvenience of a laundry room in a basement or in a garage. They want it inside because on rainy days, nobody wants to go out to the garage where it's all stinky and sweaty and smells like gasoline. Nobody wants to go into the basement where it's cold and damp and like, We don't have basements in Louisiana, but I know for a fact when I was a kid, I did not like getting the laundry out of the dryer just because I had to go down into the basement. They're creepy, scary, gross little places, and you're cleaning your clothes there, and home buyers hate that. So if you're thinking about upgrading to add more space and you think that adding the laundry room into the basement is a good idea, I would second guess that, unless your basement has been converted and has been turned into more of an actual living space, not a dungeon, dark, creepy, spider-infested storage area.
All right, look, logically we would have a laundry room here. The problem is, this is where the plumbing is.
Yeah, so in order to put the laundry room over there, I have to chop this entire floor out.
Yeah.
I could be opening up something that's gonna cost thousands on top of thousands of dollars.
Worst case scenario, give me a number. Laundry room here, or the laundry room where it really belongs, which is over there.
No problem.
The reason they wanted me to give them a sunroom was so that they could be inside enjoying the greenery of outside. I'd like to come out 8 to 10 feet. It's going to have to tie in with the masonry, and the rest I want to be glass. Maybe one
You live
day.
in an ideal world and you're dreaming.
Yeah, well, you want to hear a dream? Dwayne has asked me to put a skate park here.
What?
We're not doing it.
I'm glad we're agreeing on something.
We have a bathroom that needs expanding. You know, they've got...
Your vitamins this morning.
Anyway, linen closet is in here. That gets closed off.
That's happened to me before at a listing I was showing to some buyers. I went to open the door with the key, and as soon as I put the key in, I was stuck. So I had the buyer that was with me help me open the door, and when I went to turn it, the whole freaking handle fell off. I mean, like, what is a sign that you don't want to buy this house when the door handle falls off? Deferred maintenance again. Don't ignore all these little items.
Well, that closet in the bedroom gets closed off. I pick up a good 3 feet.
Yeah, it's basically squaring off the room.
Isn't that great?
Yeah, it's great.
Right here.
Don't break anything, please.
Bathroom number 2. We're going to update this. They need a tub because they have a baby. We'll just have to reconfigure and redo. So can you let me know in a few days?
Absolutely.
Okay, so the laundry list is huge. They want a half pike. She's going to do a sunroom. They want to rearrange a laundry room into the basement. They want, what else? We want to remodel some bathrooms. And as hefty as an $85,000 budget sounds, let's be honest. I don't think that's going to cover everything that happens. Not only that, in this show, always, there's some unexpected thing that's going to happen. I'm interested to find out what that unexpected thing is, but notoriously, I've never seen one where they didn't have a uh-oh kind of moment. So let's continue watching.
David thinks he's found the move-in ready home that makes Dwayne's towering to-do list feel like a distant bad dream.
Obviously, this is a new development.
Clearly.
It is a pretty big house, but it's pretty far from where we live now.
In your neighborhood, it will be too expensive. Come on in. I know you like the charm of your older house. And that's exactly what is throughout this house.
But I really can't imagine driving home to this neighborhood every day.
Let's just see the rest of the house and then we can talk.
Agreed. Now, office space number 1. Got lots of natural light.
It's a little unconventional being on the first floor right next to the living room.
I've got a great office space for you, so you don't have to use this one.
Okay.
You've got a beautiful dining area over here that you can set up however you want it.
The space just lacks character.
What you really should be thinking about is the fact that everything in here is done.
And safe.
I mean, just look at this kitchen. This is one you want to cook in.
I really appreciate being able to look out into the living room, but it just feels so cold to me.
Once we put our stuff into it and bring our friends into the space, they'll have a different kind of feeling.
Our friends won't come out here.
All right, you want a screened-in porch?
Wow, okay.
I give you a screened-in porch.
Yeah. Is that the backyard? Kind of small. Where am I going to put my skate park?
You could do something along here.
The woods are nice, but I can see all the other houses that are like kind of the same.
That's what I don't care for, is the pretense of the woods, but it's not really the woods.
Yeah.
Fine.
So she's not having this house. The number one reason why people move into a house is location. And if she hates the location and he hates the location, it doesn't matter how nice the house is, they're not moving there. So I can pretty much tell you they're not going to buy this particular house. So let's just see the rest of the house and see if that changes their mind. But I severely doubt it.
Bedroom number 1.
This is a nice sized bedroom for Swan June.
Does this door
It
go
leads to
somewhere
it
special?
It leads to somewhere very special. A bathroom.
Yeah.
Which is fantastic.
But ugly fixtures.
Oh, come on.
How much do fixtures cost?
Are definitely functional.
This is the master bedroom. Cathedral ceilings.
It still feels really cold to me.
Well, we haven't lived in it yet.
So this is going to be your office space.
That's a little realtor trick. You probably didn't even catch it. But he said, this is going to be your office. They teach you in sales that whenever you're trying to put somebody into a home, you say, this is yours. It's going to be, I can see you in this. So that way you feel like you can see yourself in the house. It's one of those things that we do. So the next time you're going and looking at houses, see if the real estate agent says, oh, I could totally see you in this bedroom. I don't use that. I just thought I should point it out because they all do it.
Wow.
This is huge.
I think this whole house works.
Everything's already ready to go. It's easy to maintain.
Yes. What do you think this house is listed at?
350.
380?
This house is listed at $380,000. If it was in your neighborhood, obviously we wouldn't be looking at it today.
What I need is a house that gives me the option with a big enough lot where I can actually build my skate park.
Now you're talking about wanting to sort of go further out.
That would be amazing.
The location in the city is really important to me.
Because-
Okay, so I'm going to start looking down both avenues.
Yeah.
A little further out, a little closer in.
Yeah.
Sounds great.
Let's get out of here.
I feel confident that he'll be able to find a house that has both the character we want and the lot that's big enough for me to build something.
But I know Hillary's going to do amazing things to our house.
All right, well, there's no doubt she ain't buying it. And I don't think he is either. So I'm interested to see what David has to say because they ain't happy with that house.
While David flips a coin over which direction he's heading, Dwayne and Hung An set their compasses for home, where with many questions still surrounding the cost of several of their must-haves, Hillary brings them into the demolished kitchen to take them through her plans.
So I have $85,000 to spend. I have a bathroom upstairs and I have a new bathroom down here. Plus, we haven't even talked about the kitchen. And you want your skateboarding park.
There's the shopping list.
It's doable, right?
You know what? I don't know.
Okay, so price it out.
I will look into it anyway.
Thank you.
We'll see how it works out, okay?
Thanks, Hillary.
Thanks.
I don't think they're too happy with Hillary either. It seems like they are not getting everything that they wanted. But whenever you do a remodel, especially on an older home, you can have a wish list and you can have a budget. But inevitably, there's going to be things you have to settle on. So we'll just see what they settle on. And I hope it's that stupid skate park. So dumb. She flat out told him that she wasn't doing it.
Don't seem to get the fact that they're asking me for things that are going to cost way more than this budget.
What I'm really worried about is that Hillary's not taking my need for a skate park seriously.
The reality is, $85,000 is not going to cover everything they think they're getting.
I'm really hopeful that what she ends up putting the money towards is going to be really awesome.
I'm entrusting my dream to her hands, and I'm not sure those hands are capable.
Oh, give me a break. That's rude. She's more than capable.
Hillary catches up with Eric and Jason, who with the demo complete, have some news that will definitely knock her off balance.
We ran into a few snags with the electric.
What?
We found old knob and tube.
It looked like it had been upgraded already, but there were so many things behind the walls we didn't see.
A real fire hazard.
Oh, yeah.
So we had to take the original knob and tube out, and now we have to completely upgrade the rest of the house.
Knob and tube wiring is no joke. It's been around since the 1800s all the way into 1940s. Currently in the United States, knob and tube is certified in special cases. So you can check with the National Electric Code to see if your situation would allow for that special circumstance. I pretty much can tell you probably won't unless you have some historic home.
Right away, I can tell you we're not going to do that bathroom upstairs. What I do need to do is figure out what's happening with the laundry. She really, really wants her laundry room down there.
Please don't do that.
You have the concrete, you have the plumber, you have the electric. You're probably looking at about another $7,000.
And after a long drive, Dwayne and Hung An finally make it home, where Hillary is prepared to fill them in on the realities of updating their aging house.
We've run into an issue with the wiring.
Shocking.
Old wiring cobbled together. We have to actually rewire the entire house, but it's a big job. And that is costing a lot of money. And
I was afraid of that.
I have to take something off the list.
Yeah.
And it's got to be that bathroom upstairs.
But that's a bathroom we use every day.
Do you have more money?
No.
It's off the list.
It's really disappointing.
But on the other hand, you'll love being able to run your hairdryer at the same time as...
I
Now, we talked about the laundry. You wanted it downstairs if I could finish the entire space. The cost of it is insane. The plumbing is so complex. It's not going there, but I do have a great plan.
Okay.
I'm redoing the bathroom here, but I am doing a total gut redo, and it's going to incorporate your washer dryer.
Okay.
Now,
Thank God there was an issue with that, because honestly, that's going to give them more value when they sell their house down the road. No buyer wants to go into the basement to wash and dry their clothes. And their basement is not finished. It's just a regular, cold, gray, full of spiders basement. So that's the best thing that could have happened, is that that laundry room could not go down there. Thank God.
skate park.
It needs to happen.
I can't do that for you. It's just crazy expensive to do it properly. So I'm taking that off the list.
Okay, but what David showed us today is plenty of space out back for me to build this amazing spot.
He's not getting a skate park. I'm so upset for him. Oh, come on. I know I'm going to get a lot of flack for this, but really, does he need a freaking skate park? No.
Moving the laundry into the newly expanded main floor bathroom means the floor beneath the heavy new appliances needs beefing up. But as Eric dives deep into the basement to inspect the work, he finds something Hillary will wish he hadn't.
What are you even doing up there?
I came to see
Here's the big
work that
problem.
the guys did. They were beefing up the joists for the floor upstairs for the laundry. And while I was here, I noticed that the foundation in the back is eroding. The runoff from the driveway has been hitting the back corner of the house for so long now, the house is sinking little by little.
Wow.
What I just found now is foundation cracks and water seepage. It needs to be repaired, and I don't have any money for this.
I don't have the money, and if I have to take something major off this list again, Dwayne's out the door. I have no idea how I'm going to pull this off.
Okay, they didn't have just one major problem. They have two major problems. And a foundation issue is no joke. They can cost as little as $4,500, but we all know that they have done this deferred maintenance problem for quite some time, so it can cost tens of thousands of dollars. We're no stranger here in Louisiana to foundation issues. We get little hairline cracks that start off pretty small, and because of the ground getting wet and then very dry, they turn into much bigger problems. So if you ever see a crack in your veneer and around your house, always have it inspected, especially if it starts at the bottom and it's working its way up and it gets wider. If you have to pay for hydraulic piers, that's going to even cost you even more money. Then you're getting into the ballpark of around tens of thousands of dollars in repair. So never let those little cracks turn into huge cracks, because it's going to cost you a ton of money.
While Hillary finds a way to pay for the desperately needed foundation fixes, her team presses on, moving the ball ever forward. Not far away, David thinks he's finally found the perfect combination of charm, function, and location that can give both halves of this conflicted couple everything they need to be happy at home.
We're back in your neighborhood.
Yes.
Yeah.
And look at this house.
It looks good from the outside.
Come on in.
Wow.
This is so great.
This house has been completely gutted. So, you know that you're moving into a house that you won't have to lift a finger.
Don't think that's gonna be the same thing with Hillary.
Hillary's leaving a lot of tasks on the list.
That's unfortunate.
Love that.
Bedroom number 1.
Gorgeous.
Now, I think this would be a great art studio. You throw a pull-out couch in here, and it then doubles as a guest room.
I can totally see this working.
This
likes this
is
house.
going to be the guest bathroom.
Nice.
Yeah, it's amazing.
I wouldn't change a thing. I would keep their shower curtain.
Let's go. Bedroom number 2. This is going to be the nursery.
It's ready to go.
Yeah, it's super cute.
Look at this. This is the dining room.
This is a
How
nice
beautiful is
dining
this?
room.
This is amazing.
So you move from the dining room into the eat-in kitchen.
I really like the simplicity of it, but we're getting our brand new kitchen in our house.
You're not going to get a much bigger kitchen than this. All right. This is the master bedroom wing.
Wow.
And I like to call it that because it's almost on its own.
This is an amazing space.
But it's a lot less house than our house.
If I found you a house the size of yours downtown that was done like this, it would be well over $400,000.
Yeah.
Do you want to spend that?
We don't have that to spend.
Exactly. What do you think this house is listed at?
380?
370?
This house is listed at $345.
No.
Wow.
Talk about it, and I'm going to lock up the house.
Okay.
Okay, so $345 for this house is actually under the budget that she originally had said. And I find it pretty funny that like it had everything, and then she's like, well, it's not big enough. It's not as big as my current home. You wanted all this stuff, you want it brand new, but you don't want to pay extra. In order to get everything you want, you're gonna have to put up the money. But the backyard was huge, and it was big enough for his skate park that he wants to put in. But it's still an expense that he's gonna have to do after he moves. Due to a copyright claim, I'm not allowed to play this clip. So they head back home, and look, they're so happy to see her. Oh, and she's going to walk them in through their new house now that's been remodeled. And she says, you want to take a look inside? And he's like, yeah. And she's like, yeah, let's go. Let's do this. Ooh, look, there's a shiny ball. Oh, look, bathroom sheets. And they open it up, and they're totally surprised. Before looks terrible, and after looks magical. And look, the shower is all nice and clean and not full of mold anymore. And then she has a surprise for them. A washer and dryer room. Who knew? Oh, they're totally happy with that. But she has more to show them. Oh, look, we've made it to the kitchen, and they're overwhelmed with the before and afters. They are so surprised by the white cabinets and the wonderful gray countertops and the wood flooring, and all the upgrades that she did and how she changed the space has made them so incredibly happy. Look at how happy they are. Before we go outside, I want to point out something. You see that blue accent wall? And as cute as it is in this particular moment in time, in a couple more years, that blue accent wall is going to be something that somebody hates. With that being said, it's kind of like my accent wall behind here. Everybody loves it now, and in about 5 years, people are going to hate it. So just think about that when you decide to do any kind of accent wall or anything that's in a trend. Look, they're walking outside. They have no sunroom. Oh, the before looks terrible, but the after has a freaking skate ramp. Why, Hillary? Why must you do this? They love it. They're so happy, and I'm miserable about the whole situation. Hillary tries to convince them once again with a skateboard, and they just think it's hysterical, and they're so happy. Good times. All right, let's just have a discussion right here. She put in that concrete, and I mentioned it before. It's not an upgrade that would necessarily bring you value. Think about how much that upgrade of that ramp that's made you so incredibly happy. If you don't plan on staying in that house for at least at minimum 5 more years, you're going to resent it and regret it because you're going to have to remove it in order to get your home sold. That is a huge amount of concrete. I can't even imagine how much it costs to put in all that cement, because it would have cost a pretty penny here in Louisiana. Hillary's a nice person. There's no way I would have ever done it.
So it's time for you guys to decide which house you think makes more sense for your future. Before you make that decision, I have one more listing to show you, and it's yours. That is now the current value of your home with the renovation that has been done.
The pre-renovation value of their home was $254,000. With a renovation budget of $85,000, The new estimated value of their home is $354,000.
So clearly, you can afford to create Dwayne's skate park.
Yeah.
We'll see. Well, we have a lot to think about.
Chat about it and let us know when you're done.
Thank you, David.
While Hillary did deliver stunning updates of their kitchen and main floor bathroom, not to mention the incredible installation of a fully functional skate park in the backyard for Dwayne, budgetary limitations made her unable to make any of the necessary changes to the upstairs bathroom or add Hung An's much-needed sunroom. David, on the other
They got a
hand,
skate
found them
park.
a stunning character-filled move-in ready home almost right around the corner. But its smaller footprint meant it was not 4 bedrooms, was missing a sunroom, and only delivered one possible office space.
What do you think?
I don't know.
So what do you think? Are they gonna love it?
So, decision made,
Decision has been made.
And are you going to love it?
or are you going to list it?
We've decided to love it.
I knew they
Okay,
were.
Gavin.
There's no way after pouring all that stupid concrete that they were going to go ahead and stay in that house. I've done other videos like this. If you like reaction videos, go ahead and click this one right here. My name is Kristina Smallhorn, your real estate whisperer, and I tell you all this because you matter.